while you're watching your coworkers get promoted and landing those massive pay raises, there's a small group of engineers who are quietly applying 7 secrets that are exploding their careers. I was stuck too until I learned these 7 secrets. I'm going to describe every single one of them, and they can be applied to your career, but only if you do it before your next review cycle. Hi, I'm Dr. Rick Sturdivant, and I've been an engineer for 35 years. I've started several successful engineering companies, and I'm the author of Promotions Are Engineered, Not Earned: How Top Engineers Design Their Careers. And I trust that this video will be an inspiration to you to take control of your career. You can do it. You can take control of your engineering and technical career, and you'll be amazed by the results and the benefits that you'll have in your life. The first secret is a review recap. It's an email that you send to your manager, to your program manager, and to others in the business that have impact over who gets pay raises and who gets those bonuses and who gets the promotions. And this email is structured in a very specific way. First, it discusses a problem that came up, maybe on a project that you're working on or a new product that's being developed. And you then describe the solution that you came up with that solved that problem. And then the last thing you do is you show the impact on the business, such as it saved 2 weeks schedule on this one particular project, or you're able to achieve a particular specification for a product that you were struggling with or that the program was struggling with. And make that email short. Make it just 3 sentences, maybe maximum 5, and send it every week or so. I like sending those emails on Friday. I found that will work really well since most managers have more time on Friday. The second step is called guiding and driving. It's you demonstrating that you can lead a small team. If you get that opportunity to lead a small team, take it. What you do is you adopt this idea of and this method of servant leadership, where you guide your team and you provide the atmosphere, the tools, the methods that your engineers, the technicians that are on your team, and others that are on your team to be able to do their job. Your role is to serve them so they can get their job done. Provide the leadership. Point them in the direction that they need to go, help them overcome stumbling blocks, help them to push through when confusion sets in, and help them to see the goal and strive to accomplish it. It turns out if you can demonstrate that you can guide and that you can thrive as a leader, then it's going to make the job of getting promoted so much easier for you. Your boss is going to be eager to promote you because they want people they know that can lead successfully. The third step is called the Tech Titan strategy. What this is you studying and learning a technical area that is essential for the success of your business. You do that every single year or every 6 months. You choose another technical area that you study and that you become an expert at, so that after doing this for a couple of cycles, after learning maybe 3 or possibly 4 technical items that are essential for your business, then you'll become that person that your boss comes to when they have problems in those areas. You will become a tech titan. I learned this early in my career. I noticed that one of these technologies called microwave filter design, I noticed was essential to the success of the department and the business that I was part of. And I went home one Christmas vacation and I decided to learn microwave filter design. I studied that whole 2-week period that I had off around Christmas and New Year. I came back and I continued to study, and I wrote computer programs and implemented the design of certain filters. I wrote little write-ups for describing my software and for the things I was learning. I shared all of that with my coworkers. I shared it with my boss. I shared it with other leaders in our area. And after about 6 months, something really spectacular happened. My boss saw me in the hallway and he said, "Hey, Rick, we've got this new program coming around and it has several filters in it. And since you're the expert in filter design in our department, I figured I'd come to you and get some advice on this. Do you think you'd be able to help us and sit in on a meeting next week?" And I said, "Well, of course I'd be willing to do that." I didn't reveal it. I didn't show it. At least I hope I didn't show it at the time, time that I was shocked to hear those words, that I was an expert in filters, but that's what happens. When you establish yourself as a leader and you do that hard work to really understand a particular technical area that's essential to the success of the department or company you're working for, then leadership will begin to see you as the expert in that area. And when it comes time for promotions and pay raises, you will be on the short list. Become a technical titan. The fourth area I like to call value validation. What this means is that you are able to show that your efforts, everything that you touch, if possible, if you can do it, show that everything that you touch, everything that you're doing is adding value to the business. Always seeing that mantra that your technical work, your leadership skills, the things that you are writing, the design reviews that you're attending, that you're leading, all add value to the business. You want to always focus on the value that your efforts are adding to the business. Your technical work is important and it's essential, and that's a key to you getting promoted. But the even more important item is value validation. Validate that you are adding value, and you do that by using your words that you speak, the words that you write down on paper, words that you send in emails, briefings that you give to your team and to leadership. Value validation needs to become one of your mantras. The fifth area I like to call own problems, drive solutions. And what this means is that you take ownership. You are willing to step out, and when you see a problem, you drive a solution for it. In other words, you don't just passively stand by as something becomes a problem. You actively seek out solutions to problems that you notice. You actually talk about those problems. You talk about solutions that you have. You talk to your boss. Hey, I noticed this thing is going on in this program. I would like to have try this particular solution, see if it's going to work. You talk to your program manager and say, hey, I noticed this particular issue. Do you think that's something that we need to fix? I think we should. Do you agree? And if they agree, then drive a solution. Volunteer. Say, I'd like to drive a solution for that problem. Pretty soon, your program manager is going to view you as a person who's proactively noticing problems and driving solutions for those problems. So I like to call that own problems, drive solutions. The sixth I like to call highlight it and quantify it. What this means is that when you are describing the impact that you're having, the positive impact that you're having on the business and on the programs and on the product developments, you actually quantify what those benefits are that you are providing. Those solutions that you're providing, quantify them. Say, hey, for instance, my design achieved 3 dB better rejection on this filter, for instance. And because of that, we're able to have more margin on specification. Or my efforts resulted in a 30% reduction in the overall cost of this product that we're developing. Or my efforts saved 6 weeks on the program schedule. Quantify the benefits that you're driving on the programs that you're working on the products that you're developing, and on the business as a whole. If you can quantify it and you can continually drive home those quantifiable benefits that you're bringing to the business, your boss, your program manager, the people who make decisions on promotions and pay raises will notice. The seventh key I like to call act like it, be like it. What that means is act like you are that next level engineer. Before you even get the promotion, start to behave like you're that principal engineer, like you're that senior staff engineer, like you're that director of engineering. Act like it, be like it. If you take on the responsibilities that next level that you're shooting for has, and you successfully execute, then your bosses and those who make decisions are going to begin to see that, and eventually you will be like it, right? Act like it, and then you will get those promotions, you will get those pay raises, and then you'll be like it. So take the initiative. Don't just passively stand by and wait to get promoted. Start acting like you are that kind of engineer that deserves that promotion. You take responsibility, you're proactive, you're a great leader, you communicate well, you're very intentional about what you communicate, and you're communicating the benefits that you're bringing to the business. So if you act like it, then you'll be like it. If you want to know the secret list that engineering managers use in making decisions to promote engineers, then take a look at the link in the description of this video. I'm the perfect example of the power of these 7 secrets. I applied them in my life, and I received those multiple pay raises that were well above the average, 2, 3, 4 times the average pay raise in our department. And I was able to receive those promotions that I deserved. Apply them in your life and see what you can do to your career. See if you can become that group of engineers who apply these secrets and see their careers explode.